Students must fulfill 2 civic engagement experiences in order to meet the graduation requirement. The 3 ways that the requirement can be fulfilled is by taking a civic engagement certified course, which would be designated in the schedule of classes. They could also take a civic engagement component course, and that is where they could do an added activity in the course and fulfill that and meet the requirement as well as passing the course. And then the last way is if students volunteer or do an extra activity that's not course related.
Civic engagement comes with many definitions, but I've noticed that across those definitions is the commitment that Kingsborough has to action.
I think civic engagement is really anything that connects the students to the public. I think anything outside their immediate world, any action that they can take, first of all to understand that they have agency, that they have the ability to change the world around them, and also that there is a world around them that they are connected to.
We want students to understand that their community is important. We want them to understand that although they may not feel that they have a lot to offer, their presence, their knowledge, their interest in supporting and helping people is a way to get support and be supportive.
My students, for one, become much more knowledgeable about how can they contribute. They also are allowed in a new way to use their own personal voice and to develop that voice.
We're the only community college that has a graduation requirement in this, and that really reflects the institutional commitment to it, and also that it's really part of the culture of the college.
I think the students benefit by making a connection between what they learn in the classroom and what is going on in the real world, so they can see how their content directly helps them solve real world problems, be actively engaged as part of that community of problem solvers, and they can apply their knowledge in a way that helps them solve problems and accomplish goals.
Civic engagement really gives us an opportunity to raise a lot of questions that pertain to students' lives. And to give you an example from my own discipline, sometimes students come in and think history is just about, memorizing boring dates, and they kind of tune out. But I like to teach it in a way that connects, obviously, what's going on now with the past. And I think, in my History 31 class, which is Modern Europe, we do a lot on the history of the Weimar Republic and Nazi Germany and the Holocaust, and there are many different opportunities for students to ask themselves, put themselves in several different roles in that context and ask, what would I have done? Would I have spoken out? Would I have stood up?
In this environmental politics class, we're exploring the relationship between humans and their environment from an ecological point of view. We look at the politics that involve humans and their relationship with the environment, and specifically look at policies, but also activities.
These kinds of projects allow students to make sense and make relation to their own life, to also, in a way, appropriately use their personal experience and add to their community. It also allows them to contribute to their community in some other ways and to engage with scholarship in some different ways.
My civic engagement project is I actually want to work with kids and teach them about the environment.
I like this class because it's critical. It's not like there's one right answer. We have to think about things from multiple angles.
The way I'll use these tools in the future will be just to have more empathy towards everybody, regardless of who you are, just to really try to figure out how you could essentially help people, by yourself getting physically involved.
At the end of the day, it is our hope that this initiative will allow students to feel comfortable and confident that they have the skills, the tools, the knowledge to change their communities, change their families, change the world around them, and that it doesn't have to be someone else that can do it but them.